I mean, I think it's working. I guess I should check. I know you guys can't see me yet. That's the point. Hiding. I'm in hiding. I'm moose and hiding. Let's check things out here. Why do I got no information for him? It's just terrible. I don't know why it does that. Brutal. Brutal. What's up, everybody? It's mic'd up. Monday with Moose. But on a Tuesday this year. This week. This year. I'll be alright. Not! Let's see here. Did this work? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at that. I have audio there. I'm gonna click on it. I turned it down. What are you doing? What's up, Biggie, RJ, Mike? I'm watching to watch for comments. Hopefully that works for me. For some reason, you know, like, I love this program I'm using. The YouTube comments, all the stuff on YouTube works great on it. The Facebook stuff doesn't work worth a hiney. Worth a hiney. I wonder. Oh God. I'm clicking on things to see if I can fix it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Not right now, anyway. Like that. Oh, what if I click on here? Oh, that didn't work either. What's up, Cassidy? What's up, Noah? Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody over on YouTube, everybody on Facebook. I'm going to do my... Are we serious right now, Discord? Are you seriously interfering with all my homie, my dude, bro? How do I put this thing in streamer mode? There's a way to do it. You know what we do? We just close it. That's what we do. Quit Discord. Problem solved. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me again. Sorry, a little squirrel moment. That's why I was trying to kind of stick with this setup where it would be just the one program, and all I had was the chats and everything like that, and I didn't really have to deal with anything else. But I can't be that lucky. What's up, Melvin? So if you guys see me looking down a lot, it's because I'm trying to check out comments on a regular basis on the Facebook side of things. I'm just gonna set the phone over there so I can keep an eye on it. I'm gonna switch over to the YouTube side of things. Benjamin RC, woohoo! Thanks for joining me. Welcome, everybody. Again, we made it. I'm here. I know it's Tuesday. It's not a Monday, but I figure we can still do a mic'd up Moose on Tuesday this week anyway. I'm not going to make a habit of it. Honestly, I was still tired, and I had to work nights, so I figured instead of trying to really push it, I'd get a little bit extra sleep in, and hopefully that would, kind of parlay into feeling better today, which it did. I'm feeling great. I'm really looking forward to this coming weekend. I'm going out to do some more testing. Of course, we're going to talk all about my weekend at the Straight Line Showdown and how that all went down and how much fun I had seeing everybody. And we're also going to touch on some of the races coming up, which I need my phone for. See, this is how these comment stuff's really going to work out well. So, of course, before we get rolling into the show, we'll talk about what's coming up for NPRC TV Live. This coming weekend, there's 2 races going on that NPRC TV Live is going to be covering. First time for us doing this. I'm confident that it's going to go pretty well. I'm going to say pretty well. But you guys will tell us how it actually ends up working out. Of course, myself, Erica Del Grosso, we got Lindsay, Frank Olbrook. Lindsay and Frank are putting on a race down there called Motor City Mayhem. It is on Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday. So it's on the 10th and 11th of August. Well, that's going on all the way on the other coast over in Oregon. Billy and the NPRC TV Live crew are going to be there at the Northwest Gambler. That's going to be held at the Volcano Stadium in Kaiser, Oregon. That's brought to you, of course, by Voodoo, Racer RC, 5 Star Hobbies, NPRC TV Live, RC Speed Secrets, Knuckle Up. I can't see that one. Sticky Icky Tire Preps, Nick Bell Racing, amain.com. Of course, that's going to be August 11th through the 13th. It's going to be put on by the 503 No Prep RC Drag Racing Group. So, of course, if you're over in that area, make sure you guys make it out to that race. That's not this coming weekend, next weekend. So you got this weekend to go testing, and then next weekend to go racing. It's going to be great. I know there's going to be a lot of regular racers we're going to see in Pontiac, Michigan, down at Motor City Mayhem. Of course, again, that is on the 10th. And no, the 11th. I should know this because I have these days off, but I don't. It is on the 10th and 11th. It's the Thursday and Friday. So for those of you wondering at home how you're going to be able to watch both the Oregon race and the Pontiac, Michigan race at the same time, on Facebook, you're going to head over to Attention in the Pits. So hopefully you're part of that group. And that's where Billy's going to be putting on all of the testing and everything going on, as well as on YouTube. And then on YouTube, you're also going to be able to catch all of the racing going down on Friday at the Motor City Mayhem on the regular Facebook page for MPRC TV Live, and as well as the YouTube page included. So we can do 2 streams on the YouTube page, but we can't on Facebook. So that's why Billy will be live in the Attention on the Pits side, showing you guys what's going down for practice and everything else that's happening on Friday. Of course, once the race gets wrapped up, Billy may take over the MPRC TV Live page if he needs it for whatever reason. But that's kind of the game plan coming up in 2 weeks. Again, Billy is going to be all the way out in Oregon with all those wonderful folks getting down at the Northwest Gambler. That's going to be at Volcano Stadium, Kaiser, Oregon. That is August 11th through the 13th. So it basically starts on the same day that man, my mind shuts off sometimes. It's going to be starting on the same day that Motor City Mayhem is concluding. Now, I'm not going to be there Thursday to set anything up and broadcast any practice. However, that's not to say that somebody might not take it upon themselves to try and get it up and running. But don't mark me on that. If nobody feels comfortable doing it, we won't see anything. I'll be there first thing Friday morning, getting everything set up. You guys will be able to hear Erica, and of course, I'll try and get the regulars over on the mic to kind of help me out and chat about the racing. And maybe we'll do some reminiscing, of course, about Straight Line Showdown, which is what we're going to get into here right now. After I tell you, of course, about the Cave Town Meltdown. It's the most important race. Not only because it's going to be a great race, but because y'all are going to be poof. I tell you, when Billy tells you guys what's going on, it's going to be incredible. Now, guys on Facebook, calm down. I'm getting over there. I'm going to look at the comments. Hopefully, I can still see them. I really should have had it up on my desktop, but I don't. But there's going to be the Cave Town Meltdown. That's September 1st and 2nd. It's a Friday, Saturday. It is 406 Cascades Avenue in Carlsbad, New Mexico. It's going to be a TrackMate system running instant green. Outlaws your $100 buy-in plus your $25 track fee. Double entry. Buy-in must be paid before test and tune. 2 brackets. Schedule Friday is 10 a.m. is registration and test tune all day. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is registration and test and tune. 9:30 a.m. racing begins. Current sponsors right now for this race in this photo that I have, I can't even make out. I apologize. Maybe by the end of the show I'll have an updated list of sponsors for that race. But that race, again, is where Billy is going to be announcing the big surprise he has for everybody. And he's been dropping hints about what's going on over on, I love it, my Yeti's green and it kind of blends in. It's almost like I'm drinking from nothing. That's where, over on the NPRC TV Live app, is where you can find some of the hints as to what's going on and coming up at that race for Billy to announce. So if you're kind of interested to know, head on over there, get the app. You're definitely going to actually want to get the app either way. I have it on my phone already. It's simple. Go into the App Store, look up NPRC TV Live, and you should get it. It actually comes up as NPRC TV. Let me go back to the stream here, and hopefully I got some comments. What's up, Twisted Frog? What's up, Abel? Yeah, so see, sometimes it does this. I don't know if I missed a bunch of comments or what. Hopefully not. I got to figure that out. I got to do some testing, some live streaming on my own stuff to try and figure it out. You know what'll happen, though, right, is I'll switch it over to being my profile instead of the NPRC TV Live profile, and you know it'll work, right? Of course it'll work. So, as many of you are here joining me to hear me jibber jabber and talk about I'm going to talk about my experience going down to the 2023 Straight Line Showdown in Union Grove, Wisconsin, held at the Great Lakes Dragway. I will tell you, folks, if you have an opportunity to go to this track, you need to. It is incredible. It is the flattest surface I've ever put my eyeballs on. I'm telling you, it was incredible. The grip level on it was astounding. I can't speak highly enough about it. You know, I already liked Great Lakes Dragway to begin with the last time we were there, just because, you know, it's drag track, man. It's a full-blown real drag track. But I like it even that much more. And the reality is like, yes, it is an 8-hour drive for me to go there. But that is the closest thing to really getting down and doing it. What's up, Eric? What's up, Ivan? Thanks for joining me. Again, if you guys are over watching on YouTube, drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know who's over there. I don't get notifications as to who's watching unless you comment. So let me know. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all that stuff so you get notifications. That's important because when we go live, your phone will go ding, and then you can come watch. That helps. But yeah, so the track was incredible. I opted. So prior to the race, I was originally going to bring my box tent. I have a tent that fits in the box of my pickup truck that allows me to, you know, kind of camp off the ground and everything like that. And I truly enjoy it. You know, I don't mind sleeping in a tent. It's something I used to do as a teenager all the time in the backyard, almost all summer. We'd sleep outside in a tent. You know, of course, as teenagers, we went and did all kinds of not bad things, but we were out way past the time that, you know, 14, 15-year-olds really should have been. But hey, we had a good time. We did a lot of living, let me tell you. But yeah, so I wasn't too opposed to that. You know, of course, a few times prior to my mind did go, well, what if it rains? And it's like, oh, I'll just sit in the truck if it rains that bad. You know what I mean? And then leading up to probably about a week and a half before going, I found out that, my mom and my stepdad have a trailer, and their friends weren't coming to visit on that weekend. And so I asked to use the trailer, and they were awesome enough to let me borrow it, which I have to say, Mom, Rick, thank you very much for lending me that trailer for this past weekend. And Rick, your trailer, I'm sure the neighbors in the tent probably like the generator more than I did, just because of the fact that it was, you know, nice and quiet compared to the one that I own that would have been really loud. But yeah, thank you very much for letting me borrow that, because, man, let me tell you, you know, without skipping through the whole thing, we got some weather. Not only did it rain Thursday night briefly, so that meant Friday they were drying the track off and getting everything prepped so they could get the test day going. But Friday night, man, we got some rain. Frank Ulbrook's tent took off. You know, like it Dorothy'd right out of there. Pew, gone. Chad tied his tent down with his big, generator and figured that'd be enough, but it moved his whole tent and generator. What's up, John Schultz? Let's see here. Oh, hang on. I heard they put something on the track that increased traction. Would it be considered a prep track? Twisted Frog Racing. Well, here's I'm gonna get to that. I'm definitely gonna get to that, but I'll talk about it right now. So there was conversation going on that apparently the track, like the owners of the track, sprayed or did something with the track. It is what it is, man. They own the track. I'm grateful that they even at least built one for us. I wholeheartedly agree with Tommy Burgess. Is get rid of the sissy sauce and put some dry tires on it. I'm not opposed to a light prep on the track, because I feel like that will make for better racing overall. Less likelihood of constant traction issues and blowing tires off, stuff like that. We call it no prep RC drag racing, but the amount of prep we put on our tires, we might as well just prep the track and get rid of putting prep on our tires. To me, that levels the playing field 1,000%. There's no, sure, there's conditioning stuff that you can do and change, but it gets away from every, and I know the sauce manufacturers, anybody that makes sauce, stuff like that is probably like, whoa, we don't need to get rid of it. I understand for you guys, there is a huge financial, expense for you, and of course you do make money making the sauce, otherwise you wouldn't continue to do it. And by no means do I want to take some of these, maybe secondary income away from them or anything like that. So I'm not saying that's what's happening. It's just my opinion on it. I really think that if we just got down to prepping the tracks, and everybody argues, well, I can't go to my spot and put prep down on the track. Okay, so you're going to try and tell me that the owners of that area would be upset by sugar water that's going to wash away the next time it rains, or worst case scenario, you have to bring 100 gallons of water and wash it off when you guys are done, versus the marks that we leave on an area for how long? You kind of see what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm looking at, is like, I'm pretty sure if we're very clear that, hey, it's just sugar water, and that's the thing. I'm talking about spraying with sugar water. I'm not talking about Great Lakes Dragway that may be using a real track prep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Hang on. I'm going to go back. What's up, Frank? Justin. What's up, Billy? Leo. Gary. Richard. Of course, John Schultz. I'm just going back through here, just making sure I didn't miss too many things. So Ryan Clay says, I wouldn't say they sprayed it with VHT, but it was really nice. It was sandy, so they had to seal it. It wasn't sticky, just hooked up. And it didn't change even with the rain. And John's right. It didn't get weird. It was pretty much the same. So whatever they did, I don't think was like a track prep or anything like that. But Twisted Frog, I agree that track is a dream for me to visit. I'm building my RS car. It's almost ready. So excited. Want dry tire. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. No, definitely. No, I don't, nobody was really complaining. Everybody just commented that something had been done. Devin, thanks for watching. Joining. What's up, Travis? So I, like I said, week and a half prior to leaving, I found out I was going to be able to take the trailer. Little did I know how much of a benefit that was going to be in the coming days. But basically, I went after I got done work on Wednesday, hooked up to it, brought it home, went to bed, got up Thursday morning, loaded everything into the truck and the trailer, and hit the road on my own. By the time I got on the bridge, had a little bit of weight, no big deal, it happens. Got through customs. What's up, Travis? What's up, dude? What's up? It was amazing, John, I tell you. Where are my glamour shots, yo? They're coming. I haven't got there today. I had to work last night. Things kind of got weird, and then, anyway, I ended up working until way late this afternoon. Don't worry. They're coming. That's a probably a tomorrow thing. I'm going to bring them with me on work. Anyway, I got you guys. I got lots of good photos, actually. We're going to get to that part, too. I took photos. Woo. So I got on the road Thursday. The drive went uneventfully, which is how I like my drives. I prefer to have no kind of major significant situations arise while driving. The only situation that really arose was construction. Slowed me down for about 40 minutes. Of course, an hour and a half from the track, so I was just really itching to get there. But of course, as predictably me, which I promise you guys this is the last time I do this, but predictably me, liking to live in the world of procrastination, my cars were done this time. But I did have to make electronic changes to my Outlaw car. I picked up a Yokomo speed control and paired that up with my McLaren DRK 4-pole motor. And thanks to John Schultz for helping me get like a bass tune in it and kind of explaining and showing me a few things. And I'll tell you, wow, my mind's blown. So I can't wait to get out and do more testing with that. I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't really know too much about them. I'm learning, but I can say it's incredible. I kind of wish I knew more about it prior to going into it. But the only speed controls I've used since I started RC drag racing have been the McLaren, and even that tuning's been a bit for me to wrap my head around. Which, of course, just as I figure it out, now I'm pressed with a whole new setup in front of me. But that's okay. I wanted to try something different this year. Yeah, like John said, my cars are done, nothing else. Now, truthfully, I hadn't kind of stuck the electronics in my real street car after John kind of looked at it and you'll bring the velour? All right, Leo, let's do it. I don't know what I'm getting myself into here. That'll be a good time. So I get down Thursday. I really should have started mounting bodies. Now, I did not need to mount a new body from Outlaw Car. I have the same one that I ran in Oklahoma that there's really nothing wrong with. But I had picked up a Mach 23, and because the Mach 22 is so near and dear to my heart, I really felt I needed to get it done. And I still couldn't bring myself to run the painted Bob Hamilton CUDA body. I couldn't. So I had to mount and paint 2 bodies. Really not the end of the world, but totally the end of the world when I want to go hang out with my friends and kind of chat and see what they're up to. And I thoroughly enjoy watching others work on their cars, you know, like the Frank Greers, the Mark Vines, the Todd Solteros, Tony, Dave, Jared, like watching, you know, Ryan Clay, watching all those guys work on their car. I usually will stand there silently and just kind of observe what they're doing. You know, they do. Oh yeah, Ryan, I was way worse than you. You thought it was bad. Like, while I was helping you, I really should have been back in my trailer mounting bodies. Now, I got them done. So we ended up with, I just painted another purple CUDA. It came out not too bad. You guys can't really see, but it's pretty sparkly. And then the Mach 23. Now, I don't recall at what point I flipped this thing upside down, but apparently I did. Bam. I really like this body. So anyway, Thursday night I ended up catching up with Todd, hanging out in the 5-star tent till Thursday evening. You know, I had a bit of John Schultz built an oval car while testing, while I was kind of fiddling around with cars. The thing is, I like to take time when I do things, and that's what's up, Steve. What's up, Chuck? It's not really, you know, great for a race weekend. So anyway, by Saturday, I was ready to test my Outlaw car. So after John helped me get a bass tune in it, and I did a little bit of fiddling around with what I thought would work, without going, you know, completely bonkers on my own. John was standing there as I kind of adjusted a few things. And I went and I set the car down, and overall I was pretty happy with it. You know, I'd made significant changes to the car as far as, you know, body, battery. I also have one of the Trinity 1350 packs that I picked up. So I was trying that out. In Tulsa, Jared had lent me an Empire LiPo, which I was pretty impressed with those two. Those did that 10,000 did me a very good justice in Tulsa. I won't even lie to you. What's up, Roger? I'm Ryan, I'm laughing at Devin here because that I can. We don't need more bodies. Hey, listen. I helped him mount some of some of the supports. You know, man, I was helpful. It's not like I just sat around, but I was digging, hanging out with everybody, man. Like, it had been a while since I'd seen Todd. You know, of course, I'd seen Ryan and all those other guys in Tulsa and everything like that. But Todd's my dude, man. I love that guy. He's such an awesome dude, and he cooked for everybody. Oh, bro, so good. So Saturday, I went out. I got the Outlaw car down and tested it. I didn't test my real street car at all. I just didn't have time. Well, I shouldn't say that. I would have had time if I would have been on the ball and really moving along, but a lot of people don't understand that unless it's super urgent, which I didn't feel it was, I don't rush on anything. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm, I don't know, like an indoor off-road race, and of course I'm in one of my heats and I break my car, you know, of course I sit down and I start working on it again right away to get it fixed. That mentality of mechanic isn't the same mentality that I have when I'm, you know, building or trying to kind of, you know, get the car where I really want it to be. So anyway, I didn't test my real street car. I go up for my first Outlaw pass after making some adjustments to my car after the test hit, and to the tune a little bit. And So, yeah, I got one test hit in with the Outlaw car. One, remember? One. That was it. And then testing was over. So, I go up for my first Outlaw hit in bracket A against, I believe his name was Cole. Cool dude. Cole proceeded to hand my butt to me, and I proceeded to try and like do this most ridiculous wheelie on the wheelie bar. I don't too much power. So, you know, I take that information for what I have for information, and I go back to John with it. I did look at the 60-foot times. I did get some times on it. Like, the car's not a slouch, but I got to figure out how to actually keep the car down. That's the key. I think it's a lot of suspension. But I'll figure that out. I promise I'll figure that out. So, you know, we lose that race, which no big deal. At the end of the day, the way I look at it is I'm having a great weekend up to that point still. And I'm hanging out with all the people that I'd like to be hanging out with on a weekend doing this thing. So I'm not upset by it. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I know I knew this weekend for me I was gonna be a duck. I was kind of giving races away to people. So if you drew me, you're probably going on to the next round. I really shouldn't have bothered racing this year. I should have just went to the races and hung out. That's what I should have done. But the person inside of me wants to race. Like, it's part of what I want to do. So yeah, I'm gonna take it more serious. Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, I can tell you why that happens. That happens because you build cars last minute in Oklahoma, and you don't go and buy the right springs for what you really need. And then instead of listening to one individual for advice on shocks, you get about 15 different people give you advice on shocks. And I probably ran the right fluid, but probably wrong pistons. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the car really didn't want to be a good car. So I go up in my real street car. And, you know, I just said, whatever. We're going to make it happen. I do a little burnout. Run the ready to run next time. Eric, you're not wrong. Just show up and take it out of the box. Hand it off to somebody after I lose. Here, new gift. You're not wrong. So Real Street comes up. I go set the car down. I'm very sheepish on wanting to pull the trigger hard because I don't know really what the car's going to do. I've put a very light tune in it to hopefully just make sure it goes 30-pound springs is way too much. I don't think they were that heavy or that. Listen, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, John Schultz. I don't know what to tell you. But I put the car down. The light goes green. I sheepishly pull the trigger. And for the most part, my opponent had the race. Like, he could have let out of it, and his car would have just been right down the lane. But instead, he got into the wall. And I realized that very early on and just took it easy and burped throttle a few times and got the car down to the big end. And as soon as I come back from that race, John Schultz looks at me and goes, take that car and go over to the old track and go test it right now. Get that car figured out right now. And that's what I proceeded to do. I went over there and I hot lapped the crap out of it a couple times. Tried a couple of different setup adjustment changes with the tune, more or less. And I figured out a way to get the car to leave very nicely without really upsetting the tires. But the overall shock package on the car being way too stiff. If you guys happen to watch my second race against Chuck Taylor, my dude from Canada, you'll hear my car and the tires on it actually going as it goes. So it's doesn't have enough to actually keep the tire planted. It's too stiff, so it's just kind of, chattering along the ground. And out of all the testing that I did with it, which was like, I promise you guys, I did like 10, 12 hits before I went back over to John. And I didn't adjust my dual rate. I always tend to turn my dual rate down, and no matter the application, whether it's off-road racing, of course, in drag racing, I just forgot to. And that bit me in the butt. I was not able to. I steered too much, overcorrected. Car kind of took off and spun over the center line, and Chuck almost crossed the center line too. So it would have been kind of funny to me to go to the third round in Real Street having a car that had no business being there. But I promise you, the next time I race that Real Street car, it's gonna be bringing something. I tell you. So that's how that went. That was my second round of Real Street. My B bracket of Outlaw didn't go any better than my A bracket. Car pretty much did the same thing. Well, no, actually it did completely different things. I was having some issues with my tires. I wasn't, it was trying to unglue one. I had tried to glue it and leave it for a while, and I even used some like some filler because it was it was a pretty big gap. And I noticed after because it was after my test hit that I noticed the gap. I filled it. It had probably about 45 minutes or so before my race came around to an hour to kind of set and dry. I went up, set the car down. It really didn't like it. It made the same sound again, like it's really trying to separate the tire from the rim. So I went back and I dug out a set of tires that I'd had from back in Tennessee. I'd bought 2 sets of tires. I'd ran one set, which actually ended up on my Real Street car, and the other set were brand new, glued, never had been ran, just stored in an old off-road like Pro Line bag in my toolbox. I dug them out, did what I usually do to prep my tire, and went up to the line, sat the car down, and it actually tore the tire right off the line. Ian said he watched the car leave. Or it was Keely said she seen the car leave, and she seen the foam as soon as the car left the line pretty much. So that sucked. It blew a tire, my first ever. But hey, what can you do, right? Like I think the blown tire thing, no matter what I really would have done, would have kind of crept around and got me either way. But hey, what can you do? What's up, Bailey? What's up, Anthony? Mark, Dino, Clifton. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for joining me. But so that leads us into the end of my race day on a Saturday. I'm all finished up racing, so I figure I'm gonna hanging out with John Schultz, hanging out over with the CJC guys. Chad, Yeti, Josh, Brad was over there, Joe was over there. Those guys are actually pitted quite close to me. I was near Bob Hamilton, Ian, Keeley, Ian's dad, and of course 5 Star was just a little bit further down from me. So that's kind of what I spent the rest of my Saturday doing, was kind of floating between people that I knew and talking, and I went over and bugged Dustin for a little bit. I think that was actually on Sunday. Yeah, I had a great time. Man, the things that we did in those pits, I'll tell you. Brad, Joe, and Chuck, and even Cassidy, Chuck had something to share, but he gave this greedy fucker all them, and I was trying something at that time. So sorry, Cass. Next time I'll have to, yeah. But that's why I love going to these. So I went to bed pretty early on Saturday night. I won't even lie to you guys. On Friday night, I had just finished eating, and I was going to actually go and, hang out with the 5 Star guys because they were just right beside me. Well, I parked beside them because they were there first. But Todd came to actually grab me literally as I finished eating up on Friday. And on Saturday, I was in the trailer, and I was kind of like, you know what? If nobody comes to get me, I'm just going to go to bed early. So I went and I laid on the bed with the light on, kind of giving the idea that I'm still awake for probably about 45 minutes. And I think I did one of the looking at my phones and it fell on my face, fall asleep kind of moves that, we all do. And I figured it's time to shut the light off. If anybody knocks at the door, I'm not answering. And that's kind of how my Saturday night went. But I brushed right over the rainstorm on Friday because I'd mentioned it earlier briefly. So Friday night ends. Todd comes and gets me. I'm over hanging out with the 5 Star guys. And I know Friday night I really need to get my body started. Like I need to start working and getting them mounted. Because I hadn't done that all day Friday either. I'd kind of pretty much... well, did I paint on Friday? I must have painted on Friday because the race actually was on Saturday. Yeah, so what did I do? Why did I? I'm cornhole. Oh, I remember why. Because I still hadn't put a speed control in the real street card. That's why. So Friday, Todd comes and grabs me. I'm over there hanging out, and the weather starts changing. Like, the wind kind of picks up just a little bit. It's not too terrible, but you can see some clouds coming in. And they look nasty. Nasty. And Leo gets, as he's leaving, he goes, golf ball size hail coming. And I'm thinking, oh, great. I got my parents' trailer down here. I'm going to have a smashed windshield. This will be fun driving home in the next couple of days. Whatever. What can we do? And I did the whole, check the weather app. I was like, it doesn't look like we're going to get anything major. Kind of watch the forecasted idea of the radar, how it's going to develop. Like, it's not a true. It's just, an idea if it continues to do exactly what it's doing. Let's hear. Robert, I'm going to read that in a sec. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Mike? Dave Brown? Joyce? Thanks for joining. Very appreciative. Very appreciative. Marcus, thank you for joining. And we all were looking at the clouds. It was doing like a thunder and lightning storm. John had his crawler on top of his car, and he was taking like slow-mo videos. So he did get a good one. I tell you what, he did get a good one. But we knew the storm was kind of coming, and then things got real. Everything kind of started getting packed up. I was invited to go kind of hang out in the 5-star big camper bus and continue, the chatting and hanging out that we were doing. I'm like, actually, you know what? I probably should go work on my stuff back in my room, like back in my trailer. I really should. So I went back and I started kind of working on what I could work on, but then the rain started there shortly after, and it was pretty crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pack stuff up. I'm going to go get myself nestled into bed, and I'm just going to fall asleep to this wonderful rain pelting the crap out of this trailer. Let's see here. I'm going to read Roberts. Blew up 2 sets of Voodoos, crashed the car twice, and still made it up to the 4th round. It was expensive weekend, but still had a great time. See, I love that, Robert. That's awesome. That I could believe that, though. Definitely being an expensive weekend. But, so, I fell asleep, and then I woke up at one point. I don't know what time it was. I really didn't look at my phone or anything like that, to the trailer rocking. And I was like, oh, it's got to be Todd and those guys just effing with me, man. It's got to be. And then I heard the rain, and I'm like, no, they're not outside in the rain. I'm like, it's that fucking windy right now. Like, I had the legs down on the trailer and everything like that. Like, I had it stabilized, and this thing is still just, and I'm like, oh man. So I grabbed my blanket because, I'm a CPAPper. I can breathe. I grab my blanket, just kind of toss them over my head and roll over and be like, if I end up getting Dorothy out of here, it is what it is, man. So it was wild. Now, during this, I got up like once or twice just to kind of see what was going on. And with the way my trailer was set up, I could really only see the side of Jared's, coach. And on the other side, I could see the poor family that the dad and his 2 boys that were staying in the tent beside me's tent. Which I guess the son was telling me that him and his dad, his little brother stayed in the car, but his dad and him were sleeping in the tent for a while, and then when the wind picked up and everything, they started getting soaked, so they ended up bailing into the car too. So I never really poked my head out. Now I know Tony Mervicka got some video of what was happening, and it's out there. Frank Ulbrich lost his class record racing canopy. It was relocated. It tried to get all the way over by the actual full-scale track, which is quite an impressive feat when if you haven't been there, if you do go and you go to the RC track, or even if you go to the main track, take a look at where the drag track is, like the RC drag track is to the full-scale drag track is. And then think about the fact that Frank's tent was actually on the far side of the RC drag track and probably another 25, 40 feet away from it on the other side of other tents. But his got tornado picked up kind of deal and just sent it. His tent was trying to put him over on the full scale track instead of being on the RC track. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was like quarter mile away on the main track. Yeah, Travis and Cass and Bailey and all them went looking for it. I know, I think Frank and Lindsay were driving around outside the track looking for it. 8th mile tent. It was fast too. Definitely a quarter mile. Yeah, they're not wrong. Yeah, when you think about the length. Yeah, probably about a good quarter mile away. So that was pretty impressive. Again, Chad from CJC, his tent got picked up and relocated. You know, I know the 5-star tents got moved a bit around, and my hat's off to that team. The work that they put in to dry out the basic hobby shop that they bring to the race was impressive, to say the least. So my hat's off to those guys. I was blown away by them. I had the opportunity to meet the one and only Rick Talbot that went many, many, many rounds. And of course, I believe one of his cars was the car that Josh Cyril piloted to go to the finals. Of course, he ended up stripping a hex, and he didn't really leave the line, handing the win over to Dave Taylor. Now, I'm sure Dave would have loved to have a drag race to win it, but I'm sure he's not upset to have won it either. So congratulations to Dave on the win. Of course, congratulations to Josh making it all the way to the end, and Rick as well. It was a pleasure to meet you, man. You got yourself some nice cars there, mister. Tell you what. Yeah, so Travis is explaining in the chat right now for those of you that may not be watching it on Facebook or on YouTube. So Travis says it was in the middle of the GFRP tents. It went straight up to get out of the middle of all of the tents. So as many of you guys know, and you've seen how, you know, a lot of times teams set up, Frank's tent wasn't like on the outer edge. It was kind of like in the middle of tents, and it managed to get picked right up and filtered out. Anybody that might have the video of that happening or have the video from Tony, send it to me. I never got to see it. I'd love to see it. I won't lie. But yeah, Friday night was incredible with the rain and everything like that. We got up Saturday. You know, damage control was being done. Everybody was cleaning up their pits, cleaning up broken tents, buying new tents if they needed them, kind of getting everything ready. I know I kind of just glossed over that because it seemed so, but it was pretty eventful for a lot of folks. John Schultz's tent stayed put, but I think it helped that he had his like strap down, pinned down. I really think that's something that we all need to start thinking about at these races. We need to start looking at having weights for our tents and having spikes as well, like having the actual, like, you know, tent pegs, like, and the heavy duty ones, not like the little, you know, the little skinny ones that come with, like, you know, your little 2-person tent. Don't use those. Go buy some decent ones. Go buy some weight bags that you can put water in or something like that. You know, let's try and keep these tents attached to the ground. It's all too often we're kind of, you know, we see it. Everybody starts grabbing a corner trying to hold them down when the wind kicks up. You're right, Roger. It is very much so like a brick and mortar location. You know, you feel like you're in a hobby shop when you walk into that tent city of a 5-star and in that hobby shop and everything they bring there. Fill the tent legs with concrete. Yeah, the only problem is, Noah, it makes it real hard to move. You know what I'm saying? It makes the whole portable aspect of them. I've seen a lot of like the Easy Up brand canopies that have like the water. I know Billy had one that actually had the water inflatable like water weights, which when you fill up 4 of those things, man, that's quite a bit of weight, you know. And then if you were to use a spike on top of that, you're gonna be hard pressed to kind of see these get taken away, you know. Don't get me wrong, the right amount of wind, no matter what you do, that tent's gone. She's saying, sayonara, I'm out of here. So yeah, Friday it rains like a son of a bug. Saturday we end up with no weather, which was good. You know, it was pretty hot. The humidity was high. You know, everybody felt the heat. Tent stakes and 4 blocks of concrete bolstered to the generator and a K-rail. Yep, exactly. John Schultz's tent didn't go anywhere other than I think it was holding a little bit of water, and somebody leaned it down in the morning to get the water out of it. It was right where he left it, as he left it. But yeah, so, you know, we get through Saturday, and we know going into Sunday that, you know, it's getting real. People have made it. Yeti was super excited. He had made it into top 32 at that point. So, he was anxious because one more win means he makes it to the top 16. And for many of you guys that know, Yeti has put in a lot of time and effort. And when it comes to the big races, he's always kind of had, one little situation here or there that would kind of keep him from progressing further and further. Last year it was me. He raced me. I beat him and threw a wrench into his whole plan. This year we didn't face each other, which thank goodness. He would have handed me my ass. Let me tell you. So I'm super proud of Yeti for going as far as he did. He actually ended up winning his next race on Sunday, getting into the top 16, took home some cash. What's up, Paul Lampa? Thanks for joining, buddy. It was a pleasure meeting you. But yeah, Yeti made it into top 16, so super jacked for him. And that's when I figured I should kind of go dig the camera out on Sunday and start taking some photos. And the rest of the day is just kind of a blur of drinking a whole lot of Milos, half sweet tea, half lemonade because of Brad, and taking photos and just chatting with people. It was kind of a bittersweet moment when the race was kind of finished up and I had to pack up. Near the end, in between rounds, I was going back to my trailer and kind of starting to put things away, clean up the garbages, kind of get everything ready to go. But it was bittersweet when it was really all said and done. I wanted to kind of stay longer, but I needed to come home because I had to work, one of those situations, the daily job, had to come home and do it. So, like I said, it was bittersweet to pack up and go home. The concession food is pretty good. Double cheeseburger and cheese curds, I highly suggest. Todd, because he was out on Sunday, cooked breakfast for everybody. He made breakfast burritos. That man, if you think he's into RC, that man's into cooking like he is into RC. He anytime he offers to cook, I tell you right now, don't say no. Agree. Say yes, please feed me. Because Todd can cook, bro. He fed a whole bunch of people. There wasn't a complaint in sight. I really wish I could have more. He actually taught me how to make like a real like sausage gravy, which I'm grateful for because that's not something that's normal over here. So now I'm going to experiment. Now I'm going to try and make one and kind of figure it out. And then when I have my own sausage gravy recipe for biscuits and gravy, I'm going to make it for Todd. That's what I'm going to do. And maybe everybody else. Maybe one morning Todd and I will be on the Blackstones cooking up breakfast for everybody. I don't want to take a job away from Big Neve or anything like that. Like I'm not trying to step on your toes, bro. I know you like to make the breakfasts, but you weren't doing it a straight line. Let us do that. Of course, it was great to catch up with Cam. Man, I think I forgot to tag him in my post. I hope I didn't. Really hope I don't. What's up, Rob? What's up, Mike? But yeah, it was a great weekend. My drive home was uneventful, which again, that's what we want, folks. Uneventful drives. They are the best. A lot of people ask me what it's like crossing the border, whether going into the United States or coming into Canada. So, for instance, when I came home, I handed over my passport, rolled down my back window behind me. They asked where I'd been. Explained to them I was down in Union Grove, Wisconsin for the last 4 days, drag racing RC cars. She asked me had I bought or received anything. I said, well, if I'm not bringing anything home that I bought, because I bought mostly food and alcohol. She kind of had a giggle at that. She said, all right, well, have yourself a good one. And that was it. Like, there are very few questions, it's what I try to explain to a lot of people is your experience at a border is going to be different depending on how often you cross. For me, because I'm a fairly frequent I cross the border fairly frequently into the United States at these border locations. It's not that I become a familiar face, but that stuff comes up every time they get my license plate number. They know how many times I've been inspected. They know how many times, I've been asked about something and been found to be untruthful, which has never been because it's not worth it. I want to get my packages faster. So I go pick them up and I tell them I have my packages. I pay my duty. I come home. Occasionally, there are officers that just say, have a great day and don't make me go in and pay duty. And that's their right to do. I don't know if they're supposed to do that or not, but they do. And I'm not complaining. It saved me tons of money on duty before. What can I say? What's up, Rich? Thanks for joining. What's up, Frank? So I was talking about so much about Straight Line Showdown that I didn't even take a pause in the middle to tell you guys and remind you guys about all the races coming up. So literally in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks. Well, a little less than that. Why don't I just give you guys the actual dates? Let's count the days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 9 days' time, on Thursday, August 10th, Motor City Mayhem will begin. You're going to be able to check that out on Facebook. It is on Thursday and Friday, being brought to you by Frank and Lindsay. They have a plethora of sponsors, which I really should try and bring up and kind of let you guys know all about. I really, really should. I really, really should. Give me a minute. Let me do that. Sorry. I can be different sometimes. All right. As I bring up the information, here we go. So, this is the spiel for Motor City Mayhem. The Sick Power Fest presents Motor City Mayhem 2023 RC Drag Race, Michigan's first ever national RC drag racing event. The title sponsor is going to be Team GFRP, left lane sponsor RC Speed Secrets, right lane sponsor Custom Works RC. The box stock sponsors Voodoo, Real Street sponsors Cyril 3DFX. Outlaw sponsors BBM Performance. The tire prep sponsors Get Stuck. Event sponsor Nankin Hobbies, as well as Racer RC, Clark Construction. And the live stream, of course, is going to be brought to you by MPRC TV Live. And the schedule is going to go down like this. Thursday, August 10th, gates are going to open at 9 a.m. The track is open by 10 till dark for testing. Wow, Facebook, you are just messing with me trying to read this right now, aren't you? Maybe if I close that. Nope, that didn't help at all. Perfect. Alrighty, registration opens at noon on Thursday. Friday, August 11th, gates at 7 a.m. Track immediately open. Track opens Wow. So I click see more and it's going to watch. Watch what it does. So as I go to read it, you see how that did that? Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it? Let's see here. Track opens immediately at 10 a.m. Round 1 starts at 10:30. Box stock, Real Street, Outlaw, Kids DR10 race in the early afternoon. And that's what your that's your schedule for the Thursday and the Friday. So of course, when we will be live for you guys down there by 10 a.m. the latest. Might get a kick in maybe 15 minutes early and just kind of bring you guys into it and everything like that. So that race is coming up. That's for all our East Coasters. Maybe even some of you guys from the West Coast really wanted to come and participate in it. But what I encourage you West Coasters to be doing is to head over to the Northwest Gambler in Kaiser, Oregon, where Billy and the rest of the MPRC TV Live team is going to be broadcasting for you the I don't know why I get so confused every time I go to say the Northwest Gambler. I just kind of completely lock up. It's terrible. That race course is brought to you by Voodoo, Racer RC, 5-Star Hobbies, MPRC TV Live, RC Speed Secrets, Sticky Icky Tire Preps, Knuckle Up, Nick Bell Racing, and amain.com. That race is going to begin on Friday, August 11th, take you through Saturday and Sunday. I don't have a list of events or like a list of schedule for that one. Of course, that's going to be from Saturday on is going to be on NPRC TV Live. Any other coverage on Friday, you're going to be checking out on Attention at the Pits. What will be on NPRC TV Live for you on Friday, as well as on YouTube, will be the Motor City Mayhem race. And then after Billy's done in Oregon, he's going to be making his way down to Carlsbad, New Mexico for the Cave Town Meltdown on September 1st and 2nd, Labor Day long weekend. That's, of course, when Billy is going to tell you guys what he's been working on. He's going to give you the whole big surprise. Of course, if you want hints and you want to try and figure it out on your own, you can go on the App Store on your phone, whether it's Android or iPhone, and you can get the MPRC TV app. Download it. There's some hints on there so you can figure it out. I doubt Billy will tell you even if you do guess it. Schedule for Cape Town Meltdown on September 1st and 2nd. Friday, 10 a.m. registration and test a tune all day. And Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. registration and test and tune. 9:30 a.m. racing begins. So you're going to want to check that out. Of course, Outlaws $100 buy-in plus your $25 track fee. Double entry. Buy-in must be paid before you test and tune. And they're doing 2 brackets there. That's going to be at 406 Cascades Avenue in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Those are the races coming up. Make sure you guys check them out. Go over, give the pages that they have, a like, comment, a share. Let's get some people out to those races. It'd be really, really good to see a lot of folks out in Oregon. Nice to see a lot of folks in Pontiac, Michigan at the Sixth Power Fest, Motor City Mayhem race. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Somehow or another, instead of staying Saturday and checking out a bunch of cool cars and everything, which actually I still might. I'm not sold we're leaving quite yet on Friday. But I'm supposed to go see Pantera in Toronto on Friday, or on Saturday. So I'm probably gonna have to leave Friday night after the racing's done. Maybe Saturday morning. I think Saturday morning's a better idea. To be honest with you, but that's what I got. That's it. It was a great race down the straight line. It was a great weekend down at Great Lakes Dragway straight line showdown. Thank you to Scotty and everybody that put that race on. Of course, if you do want to see any results from the race, you can find them at straightlineshowdown.liverc.com. You just got to click on them, results. There's no names listed in there, so if you have a friend that raced, if they know what race number they were in, that's going to make life way easier to find. Yes, I did go back and find my races. Yes, I will post them, and I got to pull some other. So for a few of the folks that I was hanging around with, and sitting with, if you have a race that you want me to kind of get you a copy of, so you have full copy, full screen with the audio and all that, let me know. So that way, because eventually what does happen is those files, those videos that are on those races will be archived by LiveRC, so you'll have to actually scrub through the entire footage for the day to find your races. So yeah, like I said, to those around me that know me, send me a message. I'll see what I can do about getting yours. If you know your race number, that makes it way easier. But yeah, send me a message to see what I can do. Again, thank you to all you guys for coming and hanging out. Like, I really do appreciate it. I sometimes take this for granted that so many people do enjoy listening to me ramble and rave and talk. So my hat's off to you guys, because you're my kinds of people, if if you can put up with me. But yeah, I appreciate it. I do appreciate all the sponsors. The ketchup chips were awesome. Love you, Tony. Yeah, buddy. I gave some ketchup chips to Tony. I gave whatchamacallit there. I gave some Big Turks to Todd, because I know how much Todd loves them. Apparently Todd loves Coffee Crisp too. What's up, Armando? I missed you earlier there. That's it. That's all I got. It won't let me go that much any further back. But yeah, thanks to everybody. Of course, thanks to the sponsors. 5-Star Hobbies. They're a big one that I'm really going to say a huge thank you to. Jared, you surrounded yourself with such an amazing group of people, and my hat's off to you for that. The whole team is always so kind and courteous, willing to help. And I've truly been so fortunate to get to know all you guys on a bit more of a, hangout personal level aside from the drag racing. And I appreciate that more than I can say. I definitely hope to see you at future races. And, I know you're going to do perfectly all right after handing over the reins to Dave. Dave, congratulations on becoming the owner of 5-Star Hobbies. I cannot wait to see what you do with it. You're another awesome dude. You always take a few minutes to have a chat with me anytime. And, man, thank you to everybody from the 5-Star team that was at this race. You guys are awesome. You were amazing to me, Billy, and everybody else as well in Tulsa. And I can't say enough about you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that being said, that's it. That's all from the Moose. I'm done. I'm going to see you guys next Monday. I'm going out this weekend. I'm doing some testing. We're going to see what I can figure out with this car, what I can't figure out with this car, and we're going to go from there. We're going to learn. We're going to learn together. Well, I'm going to learn. A lot of you guys already know what to do. And then I'm going to come get you. Once I learn, tell you what. Anyway, thanks guys for joining me. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go hang out with my kids. I miss them. Tell you what, missed them. I don't know how Billy does it for as long as he does. I know his kids are, well, my kids aren't that young anymore, but I don't know, man. Oh, I missed them. Okay, bye, everybody. Later. Peace!